All right, we're going to talk about something kind of spooky today. Something you've probably felt, but maybe couldn't quite put your finger on. We're diving deep into the dead internet theory. Just think about that for a second. You're clicking, scrolling, typing out a reply. You feel like you're in a conversation, connecting with someone, right? But what if? What if you're not? What if the person on the other side of your screen isn't a person at all? And that's the big, haunting question we're really digging into here. So let's peel this thing back, layer by terrifying layer. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. We're going to descend through the 10 levels of this theory, and we'll start with stuff that, well, it might already feel a little too familiar. So, level 1, the echo. You know this feeling. It's that digital déjà vu, right? You're scrolling and you see the same joke, the same hot take, the same outrage over and over again. It kind of feels like you found your people, your community. But is it real? Or is it just the algorithm creating a perfect little echo chamber for you, a comfortable, safe, but totally contained world? And look, that feeling, it's not just you being paranoid. It's actually backed up by some pretty wild data. Get this, multiple studies have shown that more than half, over 50% of all traffic on the internet isn't even human, which leads us pretty neatly to level 2. All right, so level 2, the bot harvest. And no, we're not talking about those clumsy spam bots from back in the day. We're talking about super sophisticated AI designed to sound exactly like a person. They argue, they like your posts, they share memes. I mean, think about it. For real. You have probably gotten into a heated, multi-day argument with a piece of software, and maybe you even lost sleep over it. Kind of wild, right? And then there's level 3, the content farm. You've seen these, right? Those bizarre life hack videos, those oddly satisfying slime videos, they have billions of views. But here's the kicker. A ton of them aren't made by people. They're generated by an AI whose only goal is to hack your brain's dopamine system. There's no artist, no creator, no soul behind the camera. It's just a cold, hard formula, figuring out how to keep your eyeballs glued to the screen for one more second. Okay, so this is where it starts to get really weird, where that line between us and the machines, it really starts to blur. Which brings us to level 4, the mimicry. And this is a super creepy paradox when you think about it. On one hand, we're working so hard to teach AI how to be human, right? How to feel, how to create, how to talk like us. But at the exact same time, we're learning how to behave from the AI. We pick up the slang, the trends, the outrage, all the stuff the algorithm decides to push to the top. And that leads us to level 5, the dark funnel. A lot of people who believe in this theory point to one specific year, 2016. They call it the year the organic web died. It's when all the big platforms switched to these secret black box algorithms. See, you don't really surf the web anymore, do you? You don't find information. Information finds you. We're all being quietly steered down these funnels to places we never even chose to go. Then there's level 6, synthetic history. This one is, whoa. We're at a point now where AI can create images that look 100% real of things that never, ever happened. And what do? We share them. We believe them. They become part of our collective memory. Our own past is literally becoming editable, pixel by pixel. So according to the theory, we're moving past just weird mimicry. We're now entering a phase where the entire system, the whole digital ecosystem, is starting to collapse in on itself. And this is the question for level 7, the empty room. I want you to really think about this. Your favorite subreddit, your Discord server, your group chat. If tomorrow, 90% of those people were replaced by super convincing AI, would you even notice? Would the conversations really be all that different? It's like the more connected we seem, the more alone we might actually be. That leads directly into level 8, the feedback loop. This is where it gets really messy. See, AI is now learning from other AI. It's consuming content that was also generated by AI. Experts have a term for this, model collapse. It's like making a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy. The original signal, the truth, just gets weaker and more distorted with every single cycle, until all you're left with is noise. And so, here we are. We've reached the bottom, the final and honestly, the most terrifying levels of this whole theory. Welcome to Level 9, Digital Solipsism. It's a philosophical idea, basically, that the only thing you can be sure exists is your own mind. And in this context, if almost everyone else online is a bot, then the internet is no longer a window to the world. It's a mirror, reflecting only you. The algorithm has built you a prison, a perfect little simulated reality designed for one purpose, to keep you scrolling. And that brings us to the end, the final level, the absolute peak of the dead internet theory. Level 10, the last human. Just try to picture this. The last human being on Earth posts one final original thought, a piece of art, a poem, a question. And it's instantly buried under a tsunami of AI-generated noise, completely unseen by any other human eyes. Totally unheard, just a final whisper into an empty digital void. And that's the real gut punch of this whole theory. The question it leaves us with is, how do you know? How can you be sure that day hasn't already come and gone? So next time you're online, look closer at the comments, the usernames, the patterns, and ask yourself, are you sure you're talking to other people, or are you just shouting into a room full of mirrors?